opening our heart, it's like it gives others permission to do the same. And it gets me every time how like when you soften and step into the courage to speak your truth and be vulnerable, um, 10 out of 10 times, whoever's with you, well, maybe 9 out of 10 times, um, people will meet you and you'll actually learn something and
Mm.
connect on a deeper level. So that's so nice. Um, Something else that's really helped with finding the joy and just riding that wave of highs and lows on this wild path is Reiki. Forgot to mention that I've now done my level 1 and 2 certification for Reiki. Have you ever gotten Reiki done?
Yeah, I love Reiki. Yeah. Had Reiki facials, Reiki like energy work. Because I feel like there's some
Yes.
things. I love that picture that you had on that you were sharing with the Reiki because there's some things that it's energetic to clear. Yeah. Do you want to tell everyone a little bit more about Reiki if they're new to Reiki?
Yes, I would love to. So Reiki is an energy healing modality. Yes, Chris Gerber can attest. Amen. It's a Japanese tradition, and it's basically channeling light through your palms, um, channeling like divine energy, clearing, cleansing energy to help you come back to a sense of just like equilibrium and home and well-being, peace, um, release, surrender, all these like beautiful things, like really coming back to that within our own bodies and feeling safe and um, just at peace in our own bodies. And it sounds, it can be a really like subtle experience. In a Reiki session, like I'm hovering my hands over the body, and the person who's receiving is just kind of laying their eyes closed, and it can feel like a nice nap. It can feel, some people get visuals. I get visuals a lot of the time, um, where I'll be moving over certain energy sensors, chakras on the body, and I'll have these visuals pop up, and I'll bring them up later and be like, hey, does one of them was a baguette. I was like, hey, this is so random, but like, does a baguette mean anything to you? And he was like, oh my God. I was like, what? There was this whole beautiful family story that like centered around baguettes, and we all
Oh,
cried.
yeah. Yeah, I was like, where's this forget thing?
It's so funny. It's really wild, like how specific it can be, but um, especially in these past 2 years, for me that have been just really, really trying on like every level, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. It's been a doozy. And uh,
Yes,
Reiki,
we're
Reiki,
here. We're standing. We're still here.
we have survived
We're
100%
resilient.
of those days thus far. Amen. And I know you feel me deeply. And Reiki has been something like just to come back to feeling like safe in my body after some of the things that
Mm,
have transpired, like just to come back and feel at home and safe in my body
mm,
is a radical act of like reclaiming my peace.
mm.
And um
And
yeah, it's
self-love, radical self-love as well. Yeah.
yeah, and like that's our birthright. Like
Mm,
it's our birthright to be joyful, peaceful, like radiant beings. And this world has twisted things so much so that it's really like unsafe for a lot of people to live their authentic selves, especially women.
mm,
And to reclaim that piece by piece, that happens for me in these moments of joy. And that's why, to come back to your theme that you beautifully put forward at the beginning of this, before this call, you know, that's why I think joy is like so powerful, to really stand in it and claim it in a world that wants to take that away from you. Like joy is a radical act of like reclamation of ourselves.
Yeah, and joy is like the biggest thing to like heal, love and gratitude, even how hard it is through everything. And that's what I really loved you saying about feeling safe because, yeah, most of us as women do not feel safe in our own bodies. We do not feel safe because of the environment around us, the system or things around us. And like, I loved how you explained that about Reiki because that's been my experience when I've had Reiki as well, is when I haven't felt safe, when I've needed that kind of energy to help me come, and it was interesting this morning at sunrise when we were supposed to have it, I was actually doing a I am safe meditation in my body because I was feeling
Oh,
all of it. So I was like there, 20 minutes, sunrise, crying, feeling it, just like giving myself a little hug and being like, I'm safe.
oh,
And I know we're not the only ones feeling it. There's lots of women that, they need to, feel safe within that body. So do you want to explain what
man.
you do leading up to weddings with the Reiki and the tarot that you have this
I
before
would
brides
love
say I do?
to.
I love that.
I
Yeah.
would love to. I just really quickly on
Mm,
safety and feeling safe in our
mm.
bodies. I just want to say, like, right now there's so much violence in the world. Um, Wars going on, genocide happening, and like it's also so important right now to come home to that feeling of safety within ourselves, because when we reclaim that peace within our own bodies, we emanate that to the world. And there's power, there's so much power in that. Um, and it's just my hope and my wish that anyone who comes across this today or any day, um, can just take a moment and come back to that feeling of peace and safety within our own bodies and send that out to any bodies that are in terror right now, because there are so many in the world. Just wanted to
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
send that
Saying
out.
that, yeah. Is that reminder is, and to feel safe is, even just giving yourself like a little hug or allowing that time for yourself to kind of go, yeah, I'm safe within
Yeah,
that. And that's such a good point is, yeah, once we feel safe within ourselves, we're able to, yeah, emanate that and put that energy kind of out there. And I think, even we were talking about you and I, like a lot, what I'm feeling is a collective grief. Like I'm,
yes,
obviously being empathic is, being open is I've had to really the past 2 years protect my energy because we pick up on a lot of things that is happening in the world and it's so deep, the energy
yeah,
and to be able to allow these women that are not feeling safe or people out there is like feel that emotion, let that emotion move through you, in a safe space so where you feel safe, and remembering, that joy can still be on that other side of whatever emotion's coming up for you.
yeah.